Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be a live trade video where I try to capture some of my trades as they play out live. Market opens up here about 2 minutes very quickly. When I say live, what I mean is that I'm recording myself right now in real time. In other words, I don't know what's coming next. So if you're open to the idea of an unscripted, nitty-gritty look into what it's like to be a day trader and how day trading can play out, then this will be a video for you. So I will go ahead and pause for now, and I'll be back at the open. All right, watching AFRM here. 2340 potential in there at 2346. In my mind, that is close enough. So let's see if this thing wants to come back down. Again, in at 2346 short. So for you beginners out there, that means I want to see the price come down and I'll make money. But if it goes up, then I will lose money. So at this point, it's just a question of, does this thing want to come back to the downside? But yes, this 2345-ish area, certainly very, very stubborn. Just looking around at other potential. Okay, got to be out. So down or loss of 135 there. Was looking for the rollover. It just did not happen. All right, let's go to Tesla here and let's watch options on Tesla. Oh, wow, okay, quite the move here. So we're going to try for some at 775 here. So Tesla itself is going to need to get up a bit higher. So I'll go ahead and pause for now and I'll keep you updated. Going to be watching Zen here after it gets unhalted. I mean, just pure bloodshed right now. And it should be getting unhalted relatively soon, but that'll be the game plan right now. See if it can give any sort of setups. So I'll pause, but I'll keep an eye on it. And when it gets unhalted, let's see what happens. All right, have an order at 80. All right, I'll go ahead and cancel that out. Let's go up to 81.35. So if this thing wants to come up to 81.35, I would be interested, but I'll go ahead and pause for now. All right, maybe making a move. You know what? I got to cancel that out. This thing, a bit too choppy and a bit feeling like too much, like it could just decide to V-shape recover here. Where did it hit a high of 81.35? Okay, so I would now officially be in. So I'll keep an eye on it as a quote-unquote paper trade. So maybe this would have been smart, or maybe I just made a huge mistake to have done that. But like I said, it almost feels like it could go either direction, just some sort of straight-up V-shape, or maybe I'm about to look really stupid here. But you know what? Given that I'm already red, I'm going to err on the side of caution. Now, if I was up green, up with a more of a cushion, then okay, I'm willing to play ball a little bit more. But I'm just clearly not in that position, so I need to err on the side of caution. And as of right now, not that it would have been a losing trade yet. I mean, you got to give things a little wiggle room, but 81, 82. So, all right, I'll go ahead and pause. And I will say I'm very glad with my decision. Volume is dropping off severely, very choppy. So I'm going to go back to Tesla and keep an eye on that one. All right, have an order at 1450 for some calls here. Adjusting that down to 1375 at this point. So I need it to come down a bit more. Bit more. Okay. Bit of a guessing game when it comes to options and the prices that they'll be at. Okay, so I think 1250 should be right where I want to be. So I'll go ahead and pause and we'll see if 1250 wants to well, I'll keep it going right now just in case. Okay, 1250. Come down a bit more. How did I not get filled there? I was on the best bid. I'm not quite sure. I mean, I guess I know nobody hit the bid, but it was looking like a area that odds on I was going to get hit. But now we have an opportunity here for some potentially some puts. So let's see if I can pick up some at 1250 here. Just checking the strike prices off screen. I don't mean to have the awkward silence, but again, this is truly live, so yeah, 743 could be very interesting. 744. Yeah, I'm gonna, if this thing wants to get up to 744, I'm gonna pick up some puts. If it wants to come down some more, then I'd still be interested in calls, but there seems to be a shift in the momentum right now. I'll go ahead and pause. All right, have a order for just a contract at 13. Idea here, this thing is either wanting to bounce from here or not. So in there at 13. So let's see if this thing wants to get back up over 740. So out there, just a quick $50 scalp. In hindsight, sure, I should have taken 5 contracts. That would have been $250. That would have put me back into the green. I get it, but that's all hindsight talking. And had to just, again, I got to err on the side of caution because I don't have a cushion. And not only do I not have a cushion, I'm actually red. So, I mean, it's not like I have zero cushion in the sense of, okay, it's, you know, the first trade of the day, I'm at zero. No, I don't have that cushion. And I'm technically in a hole. So it's no cushion plus a hole. So that's why I got to be extra cautious. And now, again, yes, I only made 50 bucks on that, but you got to keep in mind that had I been wrong, it would have been a very, very modest loss. It's nothing that would have made the hole. Sure, the hole would have gotten bigger, but not like the hole would have just got blown to shreds. But okay. So maybe another potential trade here. I'll go ahead and pause though. So now I'm down $84. So we'll see if I can find another trade or not. All right, gonna try to pick up some puts here at 1450. Let's try 14. Well, that was the move I was looking for, the rejection off that trend line, and I didn't quite time it up. So maybe a potential fake break of that trend line and get something up over 750. But at this point, I wanted to already be in so I could be sitting here saying, let's see if the rejection happens or if it wants to push up through. But well, I suppose I still could, but I just wouldn't feel comfortable at full contract sizing. So yeah, let's just do 1450. There we go. And let's see if this thing wants to break up through or get rejected back down of that trend line. So out there for another $50. Again, I get it. I understand. Clay, you were right. It got rejected. Why didn't you do 5? Because I got to err on the side of caution. I understand. I look stupid. I understand that it just seems backwards right now. But right now, I'm just simply in playing it cautious and managing the risk. If I'm wrong, what's it going to do? And at that point, you just got to err on the side of caution. That's always... And I don't know if problem is the right word, but that's always the challenge. If you take that first trade and it's a loss, okay, there's no cushion at all. You're not even at break even. Whereas, of course, if you get that first winning trade, okay, then you got some wiggle room, but you just got to always manage it. Now, every situation is different, meaning if you take a first trade and it's a loss, and then the next trade you're looking at, and it is just an A+ setup for your strategy, well, then yeah, you don't necessarily need to be cautious. You can just trade as normal and, let the things play out. But none of these trades I've taken have been A++ setups. Now, clearly they've been good setups. They've worked out, but I can't sit here and be like, oh yeah, that was just a no-brainer setup. Everything is a little different, but just broadly speaking, unless I get some sort of A++ setup, I'm not going to just, go all in, and unless I get it at exactly where I want it. And for that one, I wanted it a little bit earlier, and then you saw me make the exception. Well, let me try it again. So I suppose you could argue, and I'm just talking out loud right now because I hear you, that you could say, Clay, but you technically kind of forced that trade because you made an exception. You tried, it didn't work out, so it wasn't meeting your criteria, and then you still traded it, which is a fair point. And I'm not saying you're wrong at all, but I suppose to defend myself a little bit, I did acknowledge that. How did I acknowledge it? Via the position size. You saw me drop down to just one contract because I did acknowledge, okay, technically I'm being a little flexible here, which proved to be right because, in my mind, it justified being right, or it justified being flexible. However, you still did need to, compensate for that via the contract. So yeah, well, geez, I got 50 cents on both those. So had I done normal, that would have been $250 each. That would have been 500 or 250 on each of those trades, which would have put me well into the green. But here I sit still in the red. But that's just the nature of the beast. This is the nature of days where you gotta, just manage that risk. Because had I been wrong on one of those and that loss gets bigger, and then let's say, no, I'm doing it again, and then I go big again and I'm wrong there, that's where days can spin out of control. And ask me how I know, because I've been there several times. And any trader that has experience, they've been there too. They know how that goes, where you get one loss and then you don't quite manage risk the way you should, and then another loss comes and you're thinking, uh-oh, all right, well, let's go again. And then you start to, and usually the third one it's certainly not going to be an A+ setup. You're kind of just creating setups, and then that hole gets way bigger, and then you sit there and say, had I just stopped, or not necessarily stopped, but had I just been a little bit more risk aware, then sure, my gains wouldn't have been as big, but I would not be looking at this massive hole that I'm in right now. But I fully acknowledge that right now things look goofy. Things seem like, what are you doing? And in some ways, you just kind of got to experience it yourself to understand that, things can get bad if you let things get way out of control. And it's much better, at least for me, to take a smaller win if I know that if I'm wrong, the risk and all that is still going to be well under control within the bigger picture of things. So in other words, I'd rather have, only make $50 compared to yeah, sure, the potential was there to make 500, but oh great, I just lost, and I'm took a $500 loss, and now my hole is that much bigger. Now I am kind of stalling. I don't mean to blabber on, but I'm kind of stalling because I'm trying to debate if I want to potentially buy this pullback here. But everything I said there, I mean, in my mind, it's very valid. It's very worth understanding. And don't take my word for it. I understand I could be a stranger to you, but go ask other people. Like, hey, does risk management matter? Does money management matter? Does making sure that your position sizing matter, especially after you have a losing trade? Does position sizing become that much more important because of all the psychological voices? Again, don't take my word for it. Go ask somebody that you trust as a trader and ask them those questions. And I have a sneaky suspicion they're going to be like, yes, those things are all very, very important. Okay, I will pause. All right. Short here at 68.80 on STT. So we'll see if this wants to come back down. Getting in at 68.80 was a nice little consolidation, which was looking like it wanted to break down, but maybe not. We'll see if it does want to come back down or not. But I'll go ahead and pause for now, and I'll keep you updated on the trade. Okay, this thing is basically doing nothing, so I'm hopping out there. And I want to hop over here to Tesla, because as I sit here and wait for that thing, watch the paint dry. So what did I lose? 65 bucks on that one. Tesla here is now potentially given an opportunity. So I'm going to keep a close eye on Tesla options now, and let's see if this thing wants to come into play. All right, have an order at 725 here. I think these orders just keep stopping right above where I want. Okay, I'll go to 685 now at this point. I was right there, but I just wasn't quite where I needed to be. And now it's bouncing. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. So down $99 on the day, and just couldn't quite put anything together really. And well, figures as I speak, the markets are absolutely starting to fall apart. But even looking around, just a bizarre day. Bizarre day, and as I said, as I talk right now, still nothing seemingly worthwhile. So I am going to go ahead and call it good. So down 99, it happens. You can't win every day, but $99 is definitely a hole that I'm not too worried about, and I'm pretty confident about moving into the future here with. So if you enjoy these videos, do two things for me. Hit that like button, leave a simple comment below. These videos are difficult to make because they're live. I mean, can you imagine trying to trade live while you talk to people, while you make alerts, while you have to think for yourself? There's a whole lot of stuff going on. So I don't say that for pity. I just say to offer context that these are hard to make. And then if you would like for me to continue to make them, then definitely hit that like button. As I stall here, is Tesla really going to give me a setup here? Does it want to break through lows? All right, let me pause here. Maybe, just maybe, another trade. Okay, I'm at 975 here. So let's see if this thing wants to come down just a tad bit more. I'll go ahead and pause, and it bounces. So I am done. So closing out $99. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button. Leave a simple comment down below. Everybody, thanks for watching. Take care. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.